Welcome back, listeners. Tonight, you're leaving the city behind. No sirens, no crowds, just a stretch of dark road that winds its way into the Arklay Mountains. Somewhere the air is cleaner, and the silence carries a little farther than it should. You're about to step inside a ranger station on the edge of those woods, a place built for lost hikers, late-night check-ins, and the quiet rhythm of routine patrols. A place where every call is logged, every trail accounted for, and every voice is expected to come back. But lately, some of them haven't, and the ones that do don't always sound the same. Before we check in with the night shift, a quick note for those of you listening in. You're not just passing through this frequency, you're keeping it open. Every like, every subscription, it's another voice on the line, another signal that doesn't drop. If you'd like to support the broadcast further, you'll find those channels waiting in the description below. Around here, even the quietest signals matter. Out here, there are no streetlights to guide you, no witnesses to confirm what you saw, just the sound of something moving just beyond the tree line. And whatever's been reported in these woods is starting to come a little closer. Now, turn off the lights and settle in. The transmission starts now. Rain finally quit about an hour ago. Left the windows looking like they're sweating, but at least the sky's clear enough to see the moon over the peaks. Smells like pine and wet dirt and something else. It's June 4th, 1998, peak season. We've got every campsite from Victory Lake to the foothills packed tight. Families, college kids, hikers, all of them looking for a little peace and quiet. They don't realize how much quiet this forest can actually give you. Log entry, shift mostly mundane. Checked the fish and game reports. Had to cite a couple campers for illegal runoff near the creek, business as usual. The Arklay Reserve has been here since the late 19th century. Thousands of acres of federally protected land. It's beautiful, sure, but it's a lot of ground for a handful of guys in green hats to cover. People think we have an eye on everything. We don't. Ask any ranger in the United States. We have a skeleton crew and more acres than God. People disappear out here. It's just the nature of the beast. Speaking of, they officially called off the search for that hiker from Cincinnati yesterday. 7 days in the brush and not a footprint, not a scrap of gear, just gone. Everyone's exhausted. The boys are back at the station tonight nursing sore feet and bad moods. No body found. Not yet, anyway. Found something else on the perimeter today. Third time this week. A buck, maybe 3 years old, torn apart near the old water tower. But it wasn't a wolf. A wolf eats what it kills. This was just shredded. Like whatever did it was just practicing. And the calls won't stop. People reporting stray dogs that don't look like dogs, dead birds falling out of trees for no reason. It's probably just a bad season for the local fauna, some kind of sickness. At least, that's what they keep telling us. Stay safe out there tonight, Sector 4. Keep your fires small and your doors locked. It's a long way to the city if you start hearing something scratching at the glass. This is Steve Ridley, Arklay Ranger Station. What's your emergency?
Yeah, finally. Look, I'm over at Victory Lake, Site 12. We've been trying to get a hold of someone for 20 minutes. This place is a disaster.
Sir, it's well after midnight. Is there a medical emergency or a fire?
No, but there might be if I don't get some sleep. There's some nature group or something right outside our tent. I've been thrashing around the brush for an hour. I think they're trying to steal our cooler.
All right, sir. We have a strict quiet hours policy after 10 p.m. Did you see what they looked like? Are they wearing ranger greens or...
I don't know. It's dark. But they're clumsy as hell. Heavy breathers, too. I yelled at them to get lost, and one of them just made some pathetic moaning sound and kept walking over by the Marble River Trail. You need to send someone down here and tell them to keep their distance. My wife is spooked.
Moaning? And you're sure it wasn't a coyote or a black bear? We have had a lot of activity near the river tonight.
Listen, Ranger, I know what a bear sounds like. This sounded like a guy who's had too many drinks at the lodge. Just get someone down here before I have to go out there with my tire iron and settle it myself, all right?
Copy that. Site 12. Just stay inside your tent, keep your food secured, all right? I'll dispatch a unit when one becomes available, but fair warning, we're a little short-handed tonight.
Yeah. Just do your job. Unbelievable.
Dispatched all units, be advised. Got a report from a call box at Victory Lake, Site 12. Some campers claiming a group of heavy breathers are loitering outside his tent and won't clear off. Next available ranger in North Quadrant, swing by for a welfare check. Caller sounds agitated, claims he's grabbing a tire iron, so let's get a set of eyes on it before someone gets hurt. Approach with caution, people get jumpy after the sun goes down. Ranger station, state your location and the nature of your business.
Yeah, hello? Listen, I'm at a yellow call box. Let me see, it says Service Road 9 on the housing. About 2 miles south of the Trestle Bridge. My truck just gave up the ghost. Radiator blew, steam everywhere. Been sitting here for 20 minutes waiting for the engine to cool down so I can see if I can patch it, but I think the head gasket's toast.
Copy that. Service Road 9. That's a restricted access road, sir. It's for city maintenance and reservoir crews. What are you doing up there this late?
Well, I'm a surveyor for the city. I'm subcontracted. We're doing land use prep for that new housing development near the forest edge. Working nights is the only way to get any laser levels to read right without the heat distortion from the ground, you know? Anyway, listen, I don't need a lecture on a permit, Ranger. I just need to know if you can get a tow out here. Got a wife at home who's going to kill me if I'm not back for breakfast.
Well, see what I can do. The rain earlier has the mud thick on those lower trails, so it'll be a while. If you're safe in the cab, just sit tight.
Yeah, I'm safe. It's quiet out here tonight. Real quiet, even for Arklay, but hey, I wanted to tell you I saw something weird about 3 miles back, right near the old trailhead for the sanitarium. I thought it was a downed tree at first, sitting right in the middle of the road. I slowed down to move it, but when my headlights hit it, it wasn't a tree.
What was it?
Well, it looked like a pile of, clothes or trash, but it was moving. Just a slow, rhythmic pulsing. I didn't get out of my truck. I've seen enough Discovery Channel to know better, but as I drove around it, I swear I saw a hand, like a gray, pale hand sticking out of the pile, clawing at the gravel. Figured it was a drunk or a hiker who'd taken a fall, so I honked the horn.
Okay, and?
Nothing. Didn't even flinch. When I looked in my rear view as I pulled away, the pile was gone. Pretty much an empty patch of road. Must have been seeing shadows. Long shift, too much caffeine is what I told myself. But now, with my truck dead and looking out into the tree line.
Well, what do you see now, sir?
Nothing. Just the wind playing tricks on the pines. Looks like people standing just past the light of my flash, but when I turn my head, it's just branches. I've spent 10 years studying these woods. Never felt like I was the one being measured before. You guys had any reports of cults or anything weird out here lately? Because, I don't know, just feels weird.
Just get back in your truck. I'll log the report. Don't go investigating any shadows now. I'll get a unit out to you as soon as the line clears. Arklay Ranger Station, Steve Ridley. I'm picking up a CB patch. Who's on the line?
Evening, Ranger. Or I suppose it's morning by now, isn't it? The clock on my dash says one thing, but the moon says something else entirely. Just seen a lot of wet asphalt and silver light out here. Name's Jack. Most of my friends call me Happy Jack. Just a little nickname they gave me on account of I always try to find the silver lining in a bad situation. I like to see the way things unfold.
Copy that, Jack. You're coming in loud and clear. You're making a run through the pass tonight? It's a mess out there after that cell moved through.
That's the plan. Hauling a load of industrial equipment towards the city. Heavy stuff. Takes a long time to stop once you get the momentum going. I was just wondering, since you're the man with the binoculars, if you boys had any reports of downed trees or maybe some of the local wildlife getting caught out on the blacktop. I passed a deer a few miles back, hit by a semi. It was just lying there in the rain. Most folks look away, they find it ugly, but the way the red looks against that wet gray pavement, it's kind of like a painting. I find myself slowing down for things like that just to see how the process looks, the way nature takes back what it's owed. I'd hate to hit something and have to stop myself, though. It's a lonely stretch of road to be standing around on. Very quiet.
Right. Okay, well, I appreciate the check-in. Trestle Bridge area is clear for now, but watch for mudslips near milestone 42. And yeah, keep your eyes peeled. We've had some reports lately of animals acting erratic. Just stay in your cab, keep the hammer down. No need to stop for any paintings tonight.
Oh, I always keep the hammer down, Ranger. But I don't mind a little delay if it's interesting enough. You ever just sit there and watch the fog roll off the radiator? Everything looks different in the dark. Smaller, more fragile. Like you could just reach out and snap it. Anyway, I'll keep the shiny side up. You have yourself a quiet night, Ranger. I hope nothing spoils that peace for you. It's so rare to find a place like this.
Right. Okay. You too. Ranger's out. Arklay Ranger Station, Steve Ridley. Go ahead.
Hey, Steve. It's Meyer over at the RPD front desk. I'm doing the mandated midnight tally. Brass is breathing down our necks about the Arklay sign-in sheets. Chief Irons wants a hard count on every hiker and camper currently logged in Sector 4 station. You got your clipboard handy?
Always. Just a second. All right, I've got 42 active permits in the basin and another 12 up on High Ridge. A few more than usual for a weekday, but the weather cleared up. Why the sudden interest from the chief? Usually he doesn't care about our logs unless a VIP goes missing.
Man, haven't you heard? We've got 3 officially missing hikers as of an hour ago. Search and rescue found one of them yesterday near Marble River. Steve, it was bad. I saw the Polaroid when it came across the desk. They're saying animal attack, but the guys down at the morgue are whispering. One of them said the poor bastard looked eaten. Not like a bear does it either, more precise. It's got everyone's feathers ruffled over here.
Eaten? God. That's the same river we found that shredded buck. Look, I've been getting calls all night, heavy breathers, drifters in the brush, people seeing things in the shadows. Thought maybe it was just the June heat getting to him, but you guys are seeing that kind of carnage.
Yeah, well, keep it under your hat. Chief Irons doesn't want to panic before the weekend. He's stuck on this rabies theory. I'm on shift tonight with Marvin and Mac, and let me tell you, the mood's grim. Marvin's already had to break up 2 fights at the hospital. People are acting like they've lost their damn minds. It's going to be a long night.
Yeah, well, Marvin's a good man. If anybody can keep a lid on it, he can. Tell him I've got a pot of coffee waiting if he ends up patrolling the foothills. Any word on the other 2 hikers?
Nothing. Just empty tents, cold campfires. Just do me a favor, Steve. If you see anyone sign in with a limp or looking a little gray in the face, just call us. We don't know what's going on, but we'd like it to stay in the woods. Stay safe out there, brother.
You too, Meyer. Listen, I'll fax those logs over now. Rangers out. Marvin and Mac. RPD's putting their best foot forward tonight. If they're worried, maybe I should check the lock on my own door. Eaton. Jesus. What's happening to this forest? This is Arklay Ranger Station. You're on an emergency patch. If this isn't about a fire or a medical call...
Zip it, Ranger. Just listen. I've been sitting here with 3 scanners. RPD Maine, Fire, and your little Forest Service band. I've been logging the dead air gaps. I know about the hiker at Marble River. I know about the buck near the tower. And I know about the rabies script RPD's handing out like candy at a parade.
Art, is that you? I told you last month, if you keep jumping on the emergency band to talk about UFOs, I'm gonna have to report you to the FCC.
This isn't little green men, Steve. This is biological. Think about it. The bites, the shredded remains, the way the stray dogs are outrunning patrol cars. It's the lunar cycle, man. Look at your calendar. We're coming up on the full moon, and the Arklay woods are crawling with them. It's a cover-up, a big one. Umbrella, the city council, the chief, they're all hiding the truth because they don't want to admit that they have a werewolf problem.
Werewolves. Right. Art, it's 1998, not the 17th century. You got a sickness in the fauna or something. It happens. It's sad. It's messy, but it's not cinematic.
Oh, you'll see messy soon enough. They're monsters, Ridley. Pure, howling monsters. I saw one near the North Trestle last night, standing 7 feet tall. Gray fur, eyes like road flares. I looked at my truck and I swear it laughed. You Rangers are just sheep waiting for slaughter. You're sitting in that little shack with a glass window between you and a pack of apex predators that don't care about fish and game permits.
Art, listen, I'm cutting the feed. Go to bed, and for the love of God, stay out of the woods until you get some sleep. You're gonna trip over a root, and we're gonna have to spend all morning looking for you.
Oh, I'm staying right here with my silver buckshot ready. And when the screaming starts, don't say old Art didn't warn you. The Arklay Howler is real. It is real.
Werewolves. At least that'd be a simple explanation. Usually Art's shouting about the gray men from the reservoir, so I guess progress is progress. Still, he was right about the Marble River hiker. How the hell did he get that info anyway? Arklay Ranger Station, this is Steve Ridley. Go ahead.
Oh, thank God. Hello? I've been driving for over an hour just to find a phone that works. My boyfriend isn't back. We were camping at the Blackwood Overlook, and he went to get more firewood before the rain started. That was almost 6 hours ago.
Okay. I need a name and a description. Blackwood's deep out in the timber. Did he have a flashlight, a whistle?
His name's Jeremy. He was wearing a red flannel and hiking boots. He had a small mag light, but I don't know how much battery was left. I stayed at our tent as long as I could. I kept calling for him, but then I started hearing things. Not him, just movement. I got so scared. I hiked back to the trailhead alone and drove until I saw the lights of this rest stop. I feel like a coward for leaving him, but I didn't know what else to do.
You did the right thing, ma'am. Walking around those cliffs in the dark after a rain's a pretty good way to end up looking for 2 people instead of 1, so listen to me. I'm noting everything down. I've got his name, location. I'll get your contact info, but I need to be straight with you. It's well after midnight.
So, you're sending somebody? Can you radio the units near Blackwood?
I can't. Not tonight. Between mudslips, fog, I can't risk putting a team on the ledges until the sun's up. If he's a smart woodsman, he'll find a dry spot under a rocky overhang and he'll wait out the night. People get turned around out here all the time. Most of them show up at the ranger station at 7 a.m. looking for a cup of coffee and offering an apology.
But what if he's hurt? What if something out there finds him? You don't understand. The noises, it didn't sound like animals. It sounded like someone dragging a heavy bag through leaves.
The woods play tricks on your ears, ma'am, especially when you're panicked. Here's the deal. I'll log this as an overdue hiker. If he hasn't checked in by 0600, we'll officially transition to a missing persons case. I'll have a search and rescue team out at trailhead by first light. Just go into that rest area, get some water. Just try to close your eyes for a bit. If he walks into this station, I'll call this payphone, okay? You have my word.
6 in the morning? That's so far away. Please don't forget him.
I won't. Arklay Rangers out. Blackwood Overlook. That's a 300-foot drop on a dry day. If he's off the trail, I don't know if he'll be waiting for coffee. Another empty tent for the RPD to worry about tomorrow.
Ridley, you there? Pick up, Steve. Tell me you're at the desk.
Kowalski, I read you. Sound like you just ran a damn marathon through a briar patch. What's your 20? You were supposed to be checking the gate lock at the North Trailhead.
I was right there. Parked right by the trailhead map, engine off, just finishing my log for the hour. It was quiet, Steve. Dead quiet, no crickets, no owls, nothing. And then I started hearing it in the tree line. It wasn't a bark, it wasn't a growl, it sounded like a saw cutting through wet bone, just this rhythmic, wet, snapping sound.
Kowalski, coyotes get vocal after a rain. They make all kinds of noise. Maybe it was,
It wasn't a coyote. I hit the high beams just to see if I could catch eyes, and as soon as the light hit the brush, something hit the Jeep. I'm talking hard, Steve. It rocked the whole chassis. Nearly put my head through the side window. I thought maybe a limb fell, but I heard metal screaming like someone was running a jagged piece of rebar down the driver's side door.
Jesus. Did you get a look at it? Is it a grizzly?
I didn't wait to find out. I floored it. I'm at the service junction now. I just got out to look. Steve, the door, the metal is peeled back. 3 deep gouges right through the paint and into the steel. Whatever did this, it's got claws like damn butcher knives, and the smell, I could smell it on the fender. It smells like a morgue, Steve. It smells like old death.
All right, Kowalski, just stay in your vehicle, lock the doors, come back to the station. Don't stop for anything.
Yeah, I'm coming in, but Ridley, I looked back when I was pulling away in the high beams, and I saw it for a second. It didn't have any skin, just raw muscle and teeth. I think Art was right. There's monsters in these woods.
Just drive, Kowalski. I'll leave the gate open. Arklay Ranger Station. Bob, that you? It's way past midnight, man. Don't tell me you're still sitting at that workbench.
Oh, you know how it is, Steve. Finished the monthly inventory around 11, locked the door. Just couldn't bring myself to walk out into the humidity. Decided to stay and re-blew a few barrels while the shop's nice and cool. It's the only time the city actually shuts up long enough for me to hear myself think. One good thing about Raccoon City, once the sun goes down, you won't find a more peaceful place on God's green earth. How's the mountain treating you? Sounds like you're carrying the weight of the whole forest tonight.
It's quiet, Bob, mostly. The rain just quit, so it's just me and the drips hitting the roof. Honestly, it's been a weird one. I was just sitting here thinking about that trip we took up to High Ridge last winter. Remember that buck you tracked for 3 miles in the snow just to realize it was a one-pointer?
Hey, in that light, you looked like a trophy. Besides, it was about the hike, not the kill. Speaking of gear, that's actually part of why I'm calling. I finally got the custom bore finished on that 12 gauge of yours. Spent the last hour hand-fitting the furniture. Found a piece of dark walnut in the back of the warehouse. A beautiful grain, deep coffee color. It's going to make that action look like a museum piece.
You're a saint, Bob. Was starting to think I'd have to finish out the busy season with my old service piece. And to be honest, with some of the reports coming across the desk tonight, I might need that extra stopping power sooner than later.
Oh yeah? What's the mountain whispering tonight? You got drunk college kids falling off cliffs, or just the usual city folk getting spooked by their own shadows?
Bit of both. Got an overdue hiker near Blackwood, some kid named Jeremy, and some real strange reports about stray dogs acting like they've got a grudge. My guy Kowalski just called in from North Trailhead. Sounded like he'd seen a ghost. Claimed something mangled his Jeep door. Said the metal was peeled back like a tin can.
Peeled the metal? That's no coyote, Steve. You sure he didn't get hit by a rogue bear?
Yeah, that's what I told him, but just between us. I've never heard Kowalski's voice shake like that. Better make sure that shotgun's tuned up tight, Bob. At this rate, might need you to cast me some silver bullets while you're at it. Maybe a steak or two.
Silver bullets? What, you think you got werewolves up there now? I'll tell you what, you find a werewolf, bring it down to Flower Street and I'll mount it for you for free. But seriously, Steve, don't take any chances. If Kowalski's rattled, there's a reason. Those Arklay woods have a way of hiding things until they're practically on top of your boots. I've seen some things on our trips that I still can't quite put a name to.
Yeah, I hear you, Bob. Anyway, get some sleep, man. You can't run that shop on 4 hours of shut-eye and black coffee forever. You're going to start seeing werewolves yourself if you stay up much longer.
Watch me. I'll have that 12 gauge ready for a test fire by the weekend. I can't wait for you to feel the reset on this trigger. It's smooth as silk. Be safe out there, Steve. Peace and quiet. Let's hope it stays that way, at least for one more night.
You too, Bob. Take care. Say hi to the family for me.
Will do. Kendo out.
Bob Kendo. If the world was ending, that man would still be at his bench, making sure every firing pin was polished. Peace and quiet. Hope he's right. Looking at the fog rolling off the Marble River, I have a feeling the quiet's just the forest holding its breath before it screams. Arklay Rangers, you're on the emergency line. State your business.
Yeah, hi, Rangers. My name's Roger. I'm calling from the box over at the Moonbeam Creek Trailhead. I need to report an encounter. My boy Timmy came out here with me. I've been promising him a hunting trip since he was old enough to hold a compass. We had a hell of a time earlier. The kid's a natural. He tracked a fresh set of prints all the way from the ridge down to the creek bed before the sun even started to dip. But then it went wrong. About 4 hours ago, while we were setting the stakes for the tent, Timmy just vanished. 1 second he was right behind me with the mallet, and then the fog out here swallowed him whole. I spent an hour screaming his name. I thought he'd fallen into the creek or wandered off a ledge.
Oh man, Roger, that's every father's nightmare. But he's with you now? You found him?
No, he found me. About 45 minutes ago, he came stumbling into the clearing near the tent, white as a sheet, shivering so hard his teeth were rattling. I grabbed him. I started checking for scrapes, but he wasn't hurt. He just kept pointing back toward the water. He told me that while he was lost, he wasn't alone. Said he saw a doggy with a mask on standing in the tall grass. I saw it too. Earlier in the evening when we were hiking in, but I thought maybe just a mangy coyote. I didn't want to spook the kid on his big day, but he saw it up close. He said it didn't have any fur on its face. It looked like a man's skin was pulled tight over a wolf's skull. And Ranger, he said it was whispering to him, making these wet, clicking sounds.
All right, Roger. Well, listen, it's his first trip out here. That can play tricks on a kid's head.
I wanted to believe that. I really did. We didn't even pack up our gear. I just grabbed him and ran. We left our tent, our sleeping bags, even my grandfather's Winchester. Everything is still sitting out there by the creek. We scrambled through the brush all the way up to the trailhead. We're at the box now, but I'm having trouble finding my keys. I must have dropped them when I was wrestling the tent flap in the dark. So now we're just standing here under this one little light, and I don't know, I'm afraid it followed us. I can hear something circling in the dry leaves. I don't hear any barking. I hit them with my mag light earlier, and I saw their eyes. They're not even yellow. They're like a pure milky white, like they've got cataracts, but they're tracking every move I make. There's a pack of them out there. I feel like they're just waiting for this call box light to flicker.
Okay, Roger, listen to me. Get you and your boy into the bed of the truck, put your back against the cab. Don't wander into the dark to look for those keys. I'll put a priority call out to our nearest unit. Just, you got your sidearm ready? Keep it on you. But don't do anything, all right? You hear me?
Oh, all right.
Arklay Rangers, it's late for a check-in. Please state your business.
Yeah, hey, I'm staying at the inn at the foot of the mountains, room 212. I wasn't gonna call, but I can't close my eyes. I was supposed to head home to Renwood tonight, but my hands were shaking too hard to hold the wheel, so decided I'd stay here till the sun comes up.
Renwood is a long drive this late. Probably for the best. Did you have a run-in with some wildlife? We've had a lot of reports of aggressive strays near the trailhead.
It wasn't dogs, Ranger. I was hiking off trail this morning, way up near the Marble River tributary, deeper than I usually go. I found a clearing and there was this house. No, not a house. It was a mansion. Huge. Almost Victorian style. Looking like it hadn't been lived in a long time. I thought maybe I found some old historical site, so I walked towards it to get a closer look, just to see the architecture.
A mansion? Sir, listen, I've patrolled these woods for almost 10 years. There are some old logging cabins, a few summer estates near the lake, but nothing like what you're describing. You sure you weren't seeing shadows through the pines?
I wasn't seeing shadows. I got within maybe 50 yards of the front when the trees started moving and 4 men came out. Professional gear, tactical vests, holding submachine guns like they was born with them. No insignias, no patches, just gear. They surrounded me before I could even drop my pack. They didn't say who they were, they just started asking questions. What did I see? Who did I tell? Am I with a group?
Men with guns? In the Arklay interior? Sir, listen, if you were assaulted or detained by some armed individuals, you should call RPD, not the Forest Service. I don't have any authority to...
I did call the RPD. I called them as soon as I could. I told their dispatcher what happened. She sounded confused, put me on hold. I was transferred 3 times, first to a sergeant and then some special liaison. He didn't ask about the guns, didn't ask if I was hurt. He just told me I had wandered into some private perimeter and it would be in my best interest to keep my mouth shut. And then, this is the part that's got me so cold. He said, "Go home to Renwood, Mr. Harrison. Your wife is waiting." I hadn't given them my name. I hadn't told them where I lived. They just knew.
Harrison, look, maybe they ran your plates when you were parked at the trailhead. It's protocol for some of the private security contractors.
Security? For what? A house in the middle of nowhere? The guy on the phone didn't even sound like a cop. He sounded corporate and cold. He told me that unauthorized curiosity in this district is a health hazard. I'm looking out the window of my room right now, and I swear to God, there's a black sedan just idling in the parking lot. No lights. Maybe I'm paranoid. But I don't know. Maybe they follow me from the trailhead. I just needed someone to hear me. If I don't make it back to Renwood tomorrow, if my car slides off the road, please tell somebody about that house. You tell them there's more than dogs in the woods. There's people with money and very, very long shadows.
Okay. I understand. Just, Mr. Harrison, stay in your room, lock your door. I'll note everything in the report. But honestly, if RPD's involved, my hands are tied. I'll have the line open if you need to call back. Arklay Ranger Station, emergency line.
Hey, Ridley, it's Vince down at the dam. Look, I'm calling from the sub-level 3 service phone. I think there's a gas leak or something in the ventilation. I've been down here 6 hours on the pump rotation and starting to feel wrong.
Vince? Sounds like you're talking through a pipe. Hey, if there's a leak, you need to trigger the alarm and get to surface. Why are you calling the ranger station?
I can't trigger the alarm. Console's smashed in, but listen, that's not why I'm calling. Steve, I found the logbook for the evening shift, sitting right here on the crate. It's got my employee ID at the top, 0412, and it's dated for tonight, but I didn't write this.
What do you mean you didn't write it? Maybe your supervisor filled it out early for you?
No. The handwriting starts out fine, but then it turns into scribbles. It says, "The water tastes like copper," and then there's just pages of one word, "hungry," just written over and over until the pen pushed through the paper. And hey, Steve, my skin, it started, I don't know, it feels like there's needles under my fingernails. I can't stop scratching. I've reached the point where I'm drawing blood and I can't even feel pain. I just feel heat inside my arms. Feels like my blood's turning into lead.
Hey, Vince, listen to me, man. Get out of the sublevels right now. If the air's bad down there, maybe you're hallucinating. Isn't there an emergency ladder you could use in shaft B?
I can't. Something's in the shaft. I can hear it moving in the ducts above me. Doesn't sound like the rats we usually get down here. It sounds
heavy, like a person dragging themselves on their elbows. Every time I move toward the ladder, the scratching in the ceiling stops, like it's waiting for me to climb.
Do you have your radio? Maybe you could call RPD and they could send someone to the substation at the dam entrance?
I tried. All I get is static and that clicking sound. And Steve, I'm so hungry. I looked at the rat traps we set this morning and I actually thought about that. My God, I'm losing it. And my skin, it's starting to peel off my hands and it's strange, but all I can think about is how much I want to bite something. Anything.
All right, Vince, you're making me nervous. Listen, I'll see if I can get somebody out to the dam security desk. Just stay away from the ducks.
It's coming. It's coming down now. The grate's moving. I gotta go.
That was Vince. I was just at his house for a barbecue 2 weeks ago. Hungry? He said the water tasted like copper. I think that's the reservoir line, the same one that feeds the city. Arklay Ranger Station, what's your location?
Sentinel Point. Oh, God. I just ran. I didn't stop. I think I'm going to be sick.
Sentinel Point, copy. Sir, take a second. Breathe. Are you injured? Have you seen a predator?
No, I'm not hurt, but I found something about 2 miles back, right where the trail narrows near the overlook. I thought it was a downed deer at first, just a pile of red, and then I saw a hiking boot and Ranger. She's totally mangled. I've never seen anything like it. It's like something didn't just kill her, it unzipped her. There's nothing left of her face.
Okay. Stay calm, sir. Listen, stay with me. Did you see anything else? Any tracks? Anyone else out there? Any signs of a struggle?
I didn't stay long enough to look, but Ranger, the thing that's got me, it's her hands. Her body is a nightmare. It's just shredded, but her hands were sitting there right in the leaves, perfectly fine, like they didn't belong to the rest of her. Her nails, they were perfect. Bright red polish, fresh. They had these little gold decorations on them, like little tiny stars or something. Like she'd been to a salon probably yesterday. She probably spent $40 getting her nails done, put on her gear, drove up here for a weekend hike, and now those red nails are the only thing that looks human. I can't get the image out of my head. The red nails against the gray skin, and those little gold stars.
All right, sir. Listen to me. Stay right where you are. Stay at the box. The light out there, it should be bright enough to keep scavengers back. I'll call RPD, but they're going to need a ranger escort to get that far up the ridge.
Oh, you don't understand. The way she was positioned, it's like she wasn't dragged. It looked like she was caught, like something dropped on her from the canopy. I keep looking up at the trees over the call box. Feels like I'm standing under a trap. Please call the police. Please tell them to hurry. I don't want to be the next one they find with a fresh haircut and no face.
Just stay put, son. I'll put the word out now. Help's on the way. Just keep your eyes open. Stay in a well-lit area by that call box, okay? We're on our way. Arklay Ranger Station, please state your emergency.
Ranger, yeah. Hi. My name's Marcus. I'm near the Highway 57 rest stop. I didn't know who else to call. I tried RPD, but the dispatcher told me to stop prank calling and hung up. But something is wrong with my brother.
Okay, Marcus. Well, something wrong covers a lot of ground. Is he having a medical episode? Is he being combative? Talk to me.
No, but he's too quiet. We were hiking near the Twin Creek Loop this afternoon, right? And the fog came in thick around, 4, and we were separated for maybe 10 or 15 minutes. I was shouting for him, and eventually he walked out of the mist. He looks fine, no scratches, no mud on his jacket, but he just stood there, staring at me. He didn't seem relieved to find me.
Okay, getting lost in the soup can rattle anybody, Marcus. He's probably in shock. Get him some water and some sleep.
That's what I thought too, so we hiked back to the car, and the whole way he didn't say a word, but he was mimicking me. Every time I adjusted my pack, he adjusted his. When I stopped to tie my boot, he knelt down at the exact same time, but he didn't have any laces in his boots. He'd pulled them out and thrown them away. We'd been driving for almost an hour, and he's just sitting in the passenger seat. I'm not even sure if he's blinked even once. So I pulled over at this rest stop, and I just told him I had to use the bathroom, and I walked to this payphone. I'm looking at him through the windshield right now. He's just sitting.
So that's all he's doing? Just sitting?
He's staring at the steering wheel. But wait. No, he's turning his head really slowly. He's looking at the phone booth. The light from the rest stop is hitting his face, and his eyes are they're almost a pure milky white, like he has cataracts, and he's opening his mouth.
Is he talking at all? Has he been trying to speak to you at all?
No, it's almost like he's unhinging his jaw, or like he's trying to remember how to use his tongue. And he's trying to get out of the car, but he's moving like his bones are made of glass. He's walking towards the booth now, but he's doing it in sync with my breathing. Every time I inhale, he takes a step, almost like he's waiting for me to pull him in.
Okay, Marcus, listen. Leave him there. Go into that rest area office. Maybe there's a night manager on duty.
The office is dark. All the lights are out. There's a red smear on the door. And now, my brother's almost here. I have to go.
Arklay Ranger Station, state your business.
Yeah, hi. My name's Kevin. I'm working the graveyard shift at the Highway 57 station. Listen, I didn't know who else to call. I can't seem to get a signal on my radio down here, and the RPD line has a busy signal right now.
All right, Kevin. Well, you're on an emergency relay. What's going on at the station there? Is there a robbery or something in progress?
Oh, no, it's the birds, Ranger. I've been trying to get my truck in the lot for 20 minutes, but I can't even open the front door. I'm behind a plexiglass counter right now with the lights turned off in the back. I'm honestly terrified to move.
The birds? Are you talking about crows? We had aggressive behavior reported lately near the trailheads, but surprised they're bothering you down the highway.
You don't understand. There must be dozens of them. They aren't just in the trees, they're everywhere. They're covering the pumps, the roof, the hood of my truck. They're standing on the pavement in perfect rows, staring at the glass. They aren't cawing, they're making a weird rhythmic sound, almost like they're breathing together.
Have you tried making some noise or trying to scare them off?
I tried making noise. I even threw a stack of old newspapers out the doors. They didn't even flinch. They just turned their heads in unison. I caught one in the fluorescent light outside the door. It's got like a white film over its eyes. Pure milky white. And the way they're looking at me, it's almost like they're evaluating me.
Okay, Kevin, listen to me. Maybe just stay inside. Don't try to shoo them off anymore. If something's going on in the woods, some disease with these animals, you don't even want to get a single scratch. Try to keep glass between you and them.
They've been starting to hit the glass, too. Not flying into it. They're walking up to the door on their feet and tapping with their beaks. Almost like they're testing the strength of the pain, I swear. Earlier, too, there was a black sedan idling at pump 4. It stayed for almost 20 minutes. I can't explain it. It was suspicious, unusual.
Arklay Ranger Line, this is the emergency relay only. Who is this?
Good evening, Officer Ridley. Or is it just Steve at this hour? I'm calling on behalf of the Regional Environmental and Meteorological Service. We've been reviewing your station's logs for the last 48 hours or so. Busy night, isn't it?
Meteorological Service? I didn't know you guys worked the graveyard shift. And I don't recall sending my logs to your office. How did you get this patch?
We have a very integrated data sharing agreement with the RPD. Let's not get bogged down in the bureaucracy. I'm calling to provide you with your updated standing orders, effective at 0600 tomorrow morning.
Updated orders? I take my orders from the Forest Service Commissioner, not a weather vane.
Well, the Commissioner has been briefed. Starting tomorrow, all hikers, campers, and non-emergency personnel are to be barred from entering the Arklay Mountains for any form of recreation. You are to lock the trailheads at Moonbeam Creek, Twin Creek, and the North Basin. No exceptions.
You're closing the whole district in the middle of June. We have 42 people tagged in the interior. You're talking about a full-scale evacuation. What's the official line? Mudslides? Fire risk?
Let's call it an investigation into certain anomalies in local animal behavior. We want to take purely precautionary measures. We wouldn't want any more unfortunate encounters with the local strays, would we?
Anomalies. Well, that's a real clean word for what's been happening out there tonight. I've got reports of mangled hikers. I've got people being stalked at call boxes. If this is a public health crisis, we should be putting out a radio bulletin, not locking the gates.
Officer Ridley, you're a ranger. Your job is to manage the trees and the tourists. Our job is to manage the bigger picture. We don't need a panic in Raccoon City over a few sick dogs. We need a quiet, controlled environment so our teams can sanitize the situation.
Your teams? What teams? I haven't seen a single EPA or wildlife truck on the access roads.
You won't. They move quite efficiently in the dark. Now, I suggest you finish your coffee, fill out your final reports, and prepare for a very quiet summer. Oh, and Steve, don't worry about those campers in the interior. We've already accounted for them.
The hell does that mean?
It means you should focus on your desk, officer. It's a much safer place to be than the woods. Have a pleasant evening. We'll be in touch.